Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, but I'm shooting this quick video to show you exactly how crazy it can get in a greenhouse in winter. As you know, plants go through their phases in every season, but I wanted you to see the little negative sides of actually having a greenhouse as it stands. And mind you, this probably happens in your grow space as well indoors. But I'm just going to show you just how it looks in winter in a greenhouse and things I have to do to keep my plants in check and healthy over the season. Stay tuned. So I'm first going to start with the fact that you need to take a look at all your plants during the winter season and look at their leaves. Check the leaves' turgidity, meaning how firm is each leaf and is there wrinkling in sight. Now some plants, which are the Hoyas that I grow in here, will actually look a bit more wrinkled in winter, a lot of times because many of them tend to go dormant because of the coolness of the season. Right here we have Hoya thomsonii, and the leaves are mostly firm, and that's what you want to see. You don't want them wrinkling or shriveling too much. Please use your humidifier in the winter. As you can see here, my plant is dropping all its flowers, and look at the floor, guys. I need to sweep. There are so many dropped leaves and flowers because I didn't come in here during the very cold winter temperatures that we had, because I actually didn't want the temperatures to fall too much in here, and I tend to just keep the doors closed and let them ride it out all on their own. So let's take a look at what's going on. Right here, I had my Calycina start to actually make peduncles, and unfortunately, some of the buds on the peduncle started to wither away, but many of them are actually still there. You need to check your cacti as well. Allow them to shrivel a bit if it's these epiphyllum. The epiphyllum do go semi-dormant. You don't want them wrinkling too much, but don't water them a ton. You want to wait until spring for your area to resume frequent watering. I actually have mine bloom usually around January, so if they're of blooming age. These were recently started, even though they're this big, but yeah. So yeah, you want to check. This pitting right here is concerning to me. I don't know why it did that, but it had them when this plant arrived, and the newer leaves that grew in my care are bigger and not pitted, so I'm taking that as a good sign. So pay attention to your Hoyas and don't worry too much if they shrivel. These Hoyas are actually looking great, except that one. I restarted my fungi, so don't worry about that too much. Right about now, your phals might be showing signs of life and starting to bloom. I was so negligent this summer. I forgot to cut off these old spent spikes, and it actually causes the plant to not bloom as well. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. But other than that, the phals are getting ready and are already in the process of starting their blooms, which is exactly what you want. So this one is, let me move so you can actually see. I have one spike here, one here, and one here. This is about as much as this plant has ever bloomed, despite having 2 new keikis from last season. Some of the phals aren't really doing anything. I have one struggle bus one over there. I don't know what's going to happen to it. It came from IKEA and it had no roots when it came home, so I don't know if it's going to survive. Anyway, take a look at the turgidity of your leaves on your phals. They should still remain firm. As you can see, this is what you're told not to do. Don't leave your plants sitting in water. Guess what? In this greenhouse, and because it's so dry in here, I actually leave mine in water for about a day, just sitting in the water, and then I pour out the water, and it has worked for me because my area is supremely dry. So that's what I've ended up having to do. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that's gonna work for you. Don't follow what I do, okay? Just try not to leave water in their crowns. Look at this, man. Look how many flowers. I'm actually here to tell you how crazy it looks in winter. This is my Lamellata Varamidiodse in full bloom on 2 spikes. Dozens of flowers. Yes, that's what you want to see. The plant is healthy in winter. These are all my Hoyas. Look at the leaves. Here we have some wrinkling. This one here never does well in winter. And I think it prefers higher humidity. This is the Hoya Viola. So it's only 1 leaf. The rest of them are fine. But it's not an issue of watering. It's actually because of the humidity being lower. Some of them don't tolerate it well. Obovata is one of those that you can literally leave in the house and it'll be fine. But some of these, like Viola, some of them just don't like it and will wrinkle to shreds. They just don't like it at all. The Vandas are also starting to spike, and as you can see, some of your Vandas might, I know mine do, in the winter they start dropping. There might be a leaf drop at the very bottom of the plant. Oh, that's my son making noise. So here you go. You're gonna check your leaves again for any wrinkling. And that is this is just doing really well. The Mathilde doing very well. I'm so happy about that. And I'm seeing the flowers on my Cattleya types coming out. So the spikes are gonna happen. Now for your Vandas, make sure you check their roots. You want them to be remaining plump. You want them to, see that? You want to check the roots in winter. You might lose your green root tips. Don't worry about that. For me, that is a normalcy in the winter here because it's too cold and too dry. So I do not maintain green root tips in winter. As you can see, the green root tip here, but usually I don't. So yeah, the root tips can go dormant in winter. That is a normalcy, okay? But you don't want them shriveling. You do still want to look at the plant. Here you go. And see the roots firm, white. See that? Going up close, no shriveling. And if you see shriveling, that means you might need to, in my case, give it a soak, okay? Give it a soak. Soaking, I've left this plant in the water sometimes for 1 day, and that is just fine. Nothing happens. So you want to make sure your roots on your Vandas and your Phalaenopsis are doing well. If you happen to plant your Phalaenopsis in plastic, that's even better because you can look down in the pot and see the roots. But if not, look at the top ones. If they're shriveling too much, you might want to do a top dressing of moss. I used to do that. I don't have any right now. Oh yeah, I do. Here's one. Put a top dressing of moss. Here's one that I neglected a little. It's slightly shriveling. You want to deal with that. Why is my cat out here ripping off the You're ripping my bubble wrap. You are ripping my bubble wrap. That is not good. Can you not? Anywho. Right. So that's what I wanted to show you, what might be happening in the winter. What also happens for me is I have some shriveling on my bulbs, on my Cattleyas. I don't want to see that happening. If they start to shrivel, please do up the water. I do not fertilize in winter. I leave the plants to have something similar in their environment outside. In winter, in some of these climates, the leaves are not as bountiful. So the food is not as bountiful. And I want to mimic that. Guys, I hope you are doing fine. And I am just showing you all the chaos in the greenhouse in winter. I am going to, of course, clean this up. But I'm just showing you how it tends to look. And the kind of things you have to do as you prep your plants and you try and maintain them throughout the winter. This week, it's going to be in the 50s and 60s for me, which is warm for Ohio. but I'm going to be watering, and that should keep them on the up and up. I hope you're having a wonderful beginning to your year. Happy New Year, guys, and thanks for watching. Take care. See you later. Bye.